So this is the first video. We're gonna go through just a bunch of stuff that will help you throughout the other videos we put up. And it'll just be things that you need to know. Things you need to know about ballet. And first we're gonna start with the warm-up.
Alright, so we're just gonna start with our eyes closed. And the purpose of this is to just feel and sense what's happening in your body. So start by just feeling the space around your body. Really feeling your feet connected into the floor. And then you want to turn out to first position. And you just want to feel all of those things. Except now really feel your inner thighs coming forward, the rotation from the tops of your hips. And you don't want your tailbone to stick out back like this. You want it there. So you're really lifting and you're just feeling everything's working, everything's engaged, and there's always this sort of vertical pull, this pushing down into the floor and then lifting up. And that's your first position.
Yeah, it's crazy. Ballet, like, everything is always about position. And as you were doing that, I was like, wow, I feel everything. Like, feet are pulling into the ground, head is pulling up. Like, I'm open here, but closed in my rib cage. Like, everything is always pulling. And so you should never feel settled in your body, always, like, expansive. So let's warm up our feet. Let's start with our feet a little bit. So I always like to start with pushing over the balls of our feet. I like to rise up on both, and then I like to push over on my right. And then I like to rise up over both and push over on my left. If I turn sideways, you're really pressing over, so don't just like settle for switching feet. Like really press over so you feel the whole back of your foot waking up. If you do it right, it feels really good and you actually feel something happening. So, and then once you get that, once you start that, I like to use the plie to really push over. I don't know about you, but that feels really nice. And then up, force arch, really push over. And then also if you do both at the same time, sometimes that helps. You really feel the back of your feet warming up, waking up. And then lower down. Also a great way just to warm up your ankles is to turn out to first. Tendu front with your right leg. Flex your foot. Just give that ankle a circle. Yeah, maybe both directions, maybe one direction. Let it feel good. I always say that. In the beginning of class, you just need to warm up your own body and then tendu close back to first. Other foot, tendu front, and flex. Circle at your ankle. Good, circle it out the other way. Nice, and then tendu close first. Good. Throughout these videos, we'll be posting every week, maybe every other day in the beginning, just so you guys can get them out there. I'll explain what a plie is, what a tendu is, how to do it correctly. And then as the videos keep going and as you guys keep watching them, we'll get harder and harder, and then we'll give you different combos so that you guys can go into a ballet class, or maybe you're off of school or off of ballet for a week and you just want something to do at home and you want to keep up with your training, you can watch and just do it with us. So this will just be the first one where we're just going to give you a whole lot of information. Let's start with the positions. We need to know that. All right, first position. Heels are together. Legs, as Christian said, are really lifted. So no kinks in your legs. Really lift up out of your legs. So this is first position for you. You don't want to force first. A lot of people like to do that. So bad for your knees. It's so bad. Yeah. So when you plie, which we'll get into in the next video, always knee over your middle toe, not your big toe. So if you're too turned out and this is happening, maybe you need to turn your legs in a little bit for now. And then we'll get the turnout.
And I always say a way to tell if you're too turned out, if you lift your foot up off the floor and you can't hold that position, you're probably too turned out. You need to be able to lift the foot up off the floor and be able to hold and maintain that turnout. And I think there's a couple ways you can get into your first position. Just flex and rotate, flex and rotate. That should be your natural first.
Yeah, and your turnout can increase. So it's something that you can work on and can increase.
Yes, if you find your turnout muscles, when you really strengthen them, then you're going to have the muscles to be able to hold your turnout more and to be able to just rotate and hold that rotation more in your legs and out of your hips.
This is first position. Second position, we're in a tendu, which we'll explain again later, but second is feet apart. Same thing as first, just feet apart. You can also just slide your leg out if you're not sure what tendu is yet, but this is second position.
Measure your second position out in terms of how far away your feet should be from each other. It should be about 1 foot distance, space in between.
All right, so we have first, we have second, now we'll go to third. Use third when I was a little kid, and a little
I never used third.
We don't really use third. Some teachers do. I know some teachers that do use third. I don't really use third. No. But you should know what third is. a little less than a fifth position. So the toes are sticking out of the back. You see my toes back there. They're wiggling around. Yep, that is third position. So for fourth position, the same thing, 1 foot distance. I'll do it sideways. So one of your feet, and then fourth. It's directly in front, so not like third where the toes are sticking out. So you can see with Christian, you can't see those back toes. 1 foot distance though. So fourth is a little bit separated. Again, the turnout. So don't let those feet turn in at all. Use that turnout. And then fifth position, you just slide that fourth right in. Yeah, toes, you cannot see in fifth. Don't let those toes stick out at all. Yeah, we're gonna need fifth a lot. So those are our positions. Go through them as much as you need to. Ingrain those in your head. Let's talk about arms now. Okay, when you start doing ballet, it's okay anytime, even if we show you a combo, leave one hand on the bar, feel free to put both hands on the bar. You need the support. So, brava, arms are down, and then we'll just lift them to the bar if you'd like them there. Let's go through the arm positions though. First position is right in front of us. That's sternum bone. Yeah, that you can feel in your chest, that's what I've been told. Not shoulder height, not belly height, but that's sternum bone, right across from your sternum. So you can still see how broad your chest is. You're not blocking anything. You're still wide. Second position, I'm gonna move over just a little. Second position, we open up to the side. Elbows are lifted. Okay, so this is what my teacher used to tell us, Christian, it's beautiful. With our arms, you want to think about water dripping from your shoulder. You don't want any breakage in your arm. So no, not in the wrist, not in the elbow. If your arm gets tired, I always say put it on your hip. If you train your body to do something when you're tired, you're training it to do something wrong. So if you're training it here because you're tired, that's what your body's going to go to. So anytime put your hand on your hip if your arm gets tired. But arm out to the side. So if I drip water down your shoulder, it shouldn't break in the elbow. It should go all the way down off your finger. Well, that's what we want to happen. So that's our second position.
So your elbow would be in front of your shoulder and your wrist would be in front of your elbow. And then you really want to feel that wideness in your chest. So if you just reach your arms really wide across your chest and feel the stretch all the way across your chest, and then round your arms from there. You want to maintain this long, sort of pulling feeling in your chest all the time, and then really pressing down here, so you're not just but you're really feeling your lats engaged, really. And that's going to create a connection when you start to do more advanced stuff like jumping and turning. It's really going to help hold your back together in one piece, really feeling this press down, so not here, pushing down.
Yeah, that's coming from the shoulder blades too. It's like all of that wrapped around. So you should feel everything from the lats, the shoulder blades engaging. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
You always see ballerinas with like really pretty arms, or like their back muscles are just beautiful. Right. That is why. Just hold your arms there for a second, you'll feel it. So we have first, we have second, we have third, which one arm is in front. Either arm, it doesn't matter. We have fourth, one arm raises. Or the other arm, it doesn't matter. And then we have fifth where both arms are up. When both arms are up, make sure our shoulders are staying down. A lot of us like to lift our shoulders to our ears. Keep those shoulders down, long neck. Always a long neck in ballet. Shoulders down. Yeah? And then we open, we lift up. And then we open, elbows lift to close down. Also, a great way to practice your arms, which we're not going to show you, but great way, is in a swimming pool. Have you ever done that? Yeah. So when you're like pushing, exactly. When you're like pushing against the water, the resistance of what you feel, you should feel that when you're doing this. So if you're in a swimming pool this summer, go ahead and like do some ballet arms and see how it feels to push against the water. All right, number one thing in ballet, posture. You can't do anything if you're not lifted, if you're not holding yourself. So posture.
Yeah. Well, ballet was very much, if you look at the history of it, entertainment for the rich people. So a lot of it kind of has this sort of arrogant, but
like poise.
Yes. Sort of feeling to it. But that's also going to help you with your technique so much in terms of being light and being on your leg and just being where you're supposed to be. It's very much up here and not down here in your body. It's an internal energy. So it's a feeling. It's this feeling of just sort of like a regal sort of feeling.
Yeah, proper. So a lot goes into posture. That's like the feeling behind it. Main thing, this. No arch in that back. Yeah, that's when I see that, it like makes me cringe with the sickle foot, you know? So no arch in that back. So how do we get rid of this? We lift up out of our hips. Do not tuck. Teachers shouldn't tell you to tuck under. Don't tuck. You want to lift up out of your hips. So you're lifting up here. Your rib cage is closing, not opening, closing. Your shoulders are opening. This works for girls. It does not work for guys, unfortunately. Unless actually you're wearing a wetsuit, I guess. But girls, when you put like a one-piece swimsuit on, you go to the pool and you get all wet, and you have to go to the bathroom, you bring it down, you have to pull it up and you're wet. And that feeling of like, ugh, where you pull your hips and your ribs together, that like connection, that's the connection you want. Yeah? So it's the hips and the ribs coming together, so there's no arch in that back. Heel behind the toes. In any position, do not do it. Push that heel forward. Heel in front of the toes. Push the heel forward. To the back, we don't want the heel, again, behind the toes. Push the heel to the ground. Holding onto a bar, it's like partnering for that. You don't want too much pressure on it. You don't want to be too close to it. You don't want to be too far. So a nice elbow down, like a nice little touch on the bar. The bar's there to help us, but not to like control our life, because then when we come to the center, we haven't been standing up on our own the whole time. So like just like a nice little distance between the bars. So last thing for this basic video is it's kind of funny. It's just hands. Yeah. So I was always told egg between your fingers. Yeah, think about an egg being between your fingers. That works. It works. Yeah. You want every finger separated, so no fingers on the same plane, no fingers on the same level, and no spirit fingers. No like reaching out. Yeah. Relax. That's the main thing. Relax. Shake out your hands, and then they're like basically there without you thinking about it. Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna keep doing more of these. Keep watching. The more you subscribe, the more you comment, the more you ask us questions, the more we can help you guys out. So comment, ask, subscribe. I'm Christian. We're gonna keep doing these. See you guys later.